What's up guys, Special Game 75 here today to play Sakura Bunny Girls. This is part 3, here we go. Considering that Satori forced me to crash against a wall, my sense of direction wasn't doing that great back then. It's very different this time, and the fact that we virtually follow a straight line to arrive will prevent me from forgetting where she lives. Welcome back, Ryori. I know that it hasn't been that long, but at least nobody's after you or in need of your help. You'll be able to enjoy yourself this time. Sort of. My employer can tell me without notice and give me a mission. And depending on the mission, I have to leave it right away. Whoa, seriously? That's freaking lame. I ain't being told what to do, following orders blindly, and being treated like an asset. That's why I do my own thing, pretty much. As I see it, working for someone else is for suckers. Riko accompanies her opinion with her hearty peal of laughter, either not realizing or not caring that she just called me a sucker. That sucks, bro. Come on. Kids call us that, but she has a point, though. It's much better to issue orders than to receive them. Anyway, you're here to have a free meal with a cute girl, not to talk about these things. So sit down and relax. Yuri, I'll be back with a yummy lunch in no time. Damn, she's like Hazel from the Succubus. Could this be her, but as another version? Can I help you somehow, Riko? I'll feel bad if you stay put doing nothing. You'll help me with a lot if you do what I say, Yuri. I gotta concentrate on a ton of cook. But trust me, I'll be done before you know it. I was reversing some special ingredients for when the company deserved it. I licked my lips in anticipation, Riko's words causing my imagination to run wild. Special ingredients, is she perhaps talking about imported food? That'd be extremely expensive and equally tasty as well. You're the cook here, Riko. I'll wait for you patiently. Good. I need to complete silence to perform my culinary magic. And don't you dare peek, Yuri. I'll be very pissed otherwise. I'm not budging an inch. Do whatever you have to do. Pleased with my response, Riko grins at me before she enters her kitchen, producing a metallic clatter shortly after she's inside. I wonder what kind of exquisite banquet we'll be eating this afternoon. Wagyu, tempura, or perhaps an even crazier delicacy? The thought alone is making my mouth water. Ah. Mmm. Only a couple minutes pass by when Riko returns to the living room, placing a sizable steam bowl in front of me. I do my best to not allow my jaw to drop when I set my eyes on these contents, but I still fail to hide my utmost bafflement. My goodness, are these instant noodles? The best brand I could buy at the supermarket. The package had like 100 chilies drawn, and the mascot had fire coming out of its mouth. So to expect them to be super hot, which is pretty neat, don't you think? Spicy food is the absolute best. I still pull a still-tid smile as I grab my chopsticks. The thought I had of an exquisite banquet completely ruined. I don't want to be ungrateful, but I was expecting something more. Is there something wrong, Yuri? You're staring at your bowl as if it was empty. Explain your reasons. There's nothing wrong. Not in the slightest. I like spicy food and I like noodles, so this food is just perfect. Can't go wrong with anything spicy, you know? I was readying myself to eat fugu. Then why aren't you excited? In fact, it sounds like you're disappointed. No, this was fine, really. Sorry that it appears otherwise, Riko. As expected, Riko doesn't buy my excuse. Her expression reflecting her annoyance. She's definitely going to throw me out the window after this. However, instead of asking me to leave and never come back, she dissolves into laughter, practically in tears as she glances at my face. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Yuri. I swear I was going to cook you a proper dish, but then I remember that I had a pair of instant noodles about to expire, so I went with it. Hold on. Were they really about to expire? Yeah, that's why I said I'd be using special ingredients. Her casual explanation prompts her to split her sides My face and body is so stiff you could mistake me for a statue. And here I was hoping for an actual meal. Ah, silly me. Gosh, this was hilarious. But jokes aside, these noodles are super good. I eat them all the time. You don't even get sick from this? Like, you eat them every day. And yeah, I exaggerate my cooking skills. I'm a regular, if not subpar, cook. As I said, following orders is not my thing, and that includes recipes. Why did we go to a restaurant when I proposed it then? That would have been perfect for both of us. And missed the chance of messing with you. No way, Yuri. This was an opportunity to go too good to pass. Amused by what I believe is a prank, Rico still was cracking up. Her laughter contagious enough to still a loud chuckle from me. This is the meal I had in mind, but it's a meal nonetheless. And Rico, she's a nice zany girl. Even though I'm not a huge fan of this kind of trick, I appreciate having a laugh every now and then. Having a sense of humor helps a lot in this world. Anyway, should we dig in? Cold noodles are easily the worst thing ever. Yeah, let's eat. Hey, thank you for inviting me, Rico. This might not be a ribeye steak or a shark cutlet, but what makes a good meal is who you share it with. I couldn't agree more with you, Yuri. Now let's put some fire in our bellies. Visibly delighted with what I said, Rico, who picks her chopsticks and begins to slurp from her bowl, invited me to do the same. Truth to be told, even if she told me that this is what's going to be our lunch, I would have gladly come. I'm gonna come. Obsolete to what Rico said, this is not about having a free meal with a cute girl, about getting to know the cute girl better. And I did, which made everything worth it. And this was actually worth a shot. Cursing those instant noodles with all my might, I returned to the street. My tongue is so impossibly hot from the spice it feels as if it's going to melt. No wonder fire was coming out of the mascot's mouth. This heat is almost unbearable. However, for some reason, Rico didn't seem to notice the spice. Like, how could someone take a nap when your mouth is in flames? I'm starting to believe we didn't have the same noodles. I was as red as a tomato, whereas she was completely unfazed. Judging by her mischievous character, I totally expect this to be yet another prank. As I question the meal we had, my cell phone begins to ring, prompting me to fetch it from my pocket. It's Rico calling me. She should be resting from lunch. And I don't remember giving her my number, though I don't think that's a problem for someone like her. If she's resourceful enough to be able to tease me this much, I'm sure that finding out what my number is shouldn't be half of a problem for her. Thinking that I'm about to speak with a sleepy Rico, I answered the call, puzzled to hear someone else on the other side. Yuri, this is Mr. Hamura speaking. Can we have a chat in private? Yes, sir. I'm alone right now, so it's okay to talk. I uttered this as I get away from the crowd, listening to myself enough so that nobody's able to pick up on what I'm going to discuss with my employer. I'm sorry, Yuri, but your time is off. Over. A new job has arisen, and we require you to take a part in it. After you complete this mission, management is willing to let you resume your break. You earned it after the trouble you went through to protect the briefcase. I'm aware that it's no longer my mission, but did the briefcase arrive safely at the laboratories? It did. It's in our hands, safe and sound. You can forget about it, though I appreciate your thoroughness. Understood, sir. Upon knowing that the package was delivered without any incident, I smiled to myself. Toby went through thick and thin to steal the briefcase, so I'm glad to hear that nothing else happened to it. I went through thick and thin too. I'd be very upset if it didn't make it in the end. Your follow mission is extremely delicate, Yuri. Management wouldn't have bothered you if it wasn't the case. What's the mission about, sir? Another escort duty? Not quite. We're required to defend a dilapidated building from the old neighborhood. A banking institution bought it recently and wished to demolish the structure. Defend? Is something going to attack a rundown building? The company who hired us to protect the demolition team believes so. They claim that the neighborhood is very troublesome and that it's likely for an attack to happen. An armed attack? You should expect blunt or even sharp weapons, but not firearms. The attackers will be mobsters, most likely. So to avoid any gunfire incidents, you won't bring your gun to this mission. Yes, sir. I accompany my acknowledgement with nod and relief. To not needing the gun I was given, even if helpful, they can make some missions much dicier than they should be. That's settled. What is this mission taking place? Tonight before dusk. That's why my management had to put an end to your break. I'm sending you to coordinates for your objective as we speak. You'll have an anti-riot team and gear waiting for you there. They will be under your command. Very good, sir. Will the other company send some personnel as well? Or will be alone? They will send personnel, yes. We don't know how many and how prepared they'll be to deal with the situation if it were to worsen. Don't expect much from them. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I can't help but roll my eyes when Mr. Himura tells me about the personnel from the other company. If they're not properly trained or fitted for the job, they'll be more bothersome than beneficial to our operation. Anything else I should be aware of, sir? That was the briefing, Yuri. You'll find more details as well as the coordinates in the email I sent. And I'll be in charge of the mission, which means you'll be reporting to me. Understood. I prepared myself and head straight to the objective. I end the call as soon as I inform my employer about my next steps. This operation forces me to return to my apartment in record time. My break was briefing, though I'm actually glad I'm required to work once more. There's nothing more rewarding than fulfilling my duty. Well, new mission, here we go. Follow the exhaustive instructions Mr. Himura left in the email. I reached my objective unarmed and well rested. This mission will last most of the night. I must be up to the task. As I anticipated, the area looks like a regular construction site. There's a metallic fence encircling the building and some heavy-duty vehicles. The demolition team's here already, operating the machines, whereas my team's waiting restlessly, fiddling with the eager. They stopped messing with it the instant they laid eyes on me, the presence causing one of them to step forward. Are you Yuri, the leader of the squad? Yes, that's me, yes. I rolled in earlier to evaluate the situation personally. Mr. Himura mentioned it could be a turbulent night, but judging by the equipment the company gave us, it looks like we're going to war. Yeah, it's a bit of an overkill if you ask me. The boys and I were expecting batons and some vests, not tear gas and full body armor. He chuckles nervously before he lowers his gaze. Look at the cumbersome crowd control armors he's wearing. I bet it could even stop a bullet. Anyway, do we have any more details about the attackers? Also, did the other companies send any security personnel? They can't possibly expect us to do all the work when they made it sound as if it's mercenaries were after this place. There is a rumor about a street gang controlling the area. We've chatted with some guys from the other corp, and they say that the gang could be the ones interested in taking the building by force. Apparently they hate banks and anything related to them. I blinked several times, doing my best to conceal my astonishment. A street gang that hates banks? That sounds like Yuka's crew. However, she said they couldn't fight since they were ordinary neighbors. Could he be talking about some other gang? As for reinforcement coming from the other company, yeah, there is a fair share of people around ready to crack some skulls. They even have, in what they call it, an elite. She looked like a girl wearing a super strange outfit to me, but whatever. A strange outfit? Was it by any chance a bodysuit? Why, yes. It's pretty cute for a business outfit, don't you think? I mean, yeah, but it's just random. Like, he's wearing a whole bodysuit. Like, incredibly, the girl on my team was talking about this. In fact, Satomi is my rival. Really going to work with me on this mission? Something is amiss. I thought you'd be a bit happier to see me, Yuri. I was hoping to recognize you among the security team my company hired to protect the area. I'd want to have capable people on my team for a change. I'm delighted how it'll be like that. Wait, why would your company need us? Satomi, you alone could take care of whoever tries to get in here. That's flattering. However, my superiors believe it'd be better to have some extra hands. Street games are unpredictable, and it'd be unfair if I had all the fun. Satomi smirked at me, playfully amused by the fact I'm disbelieving we're going to be allies. Yesterday night we were enemies. How can we be working together as if nothing happened? Look, Yori, hunting down the briefcase wasn't personal. It was my mission, and all I care about was completing it. You made me fail, and I praise you already. I believe we should move along and put an end to this topic. And turn my back to you assaulting me? It won't be that simple, Tomi. Let me guess. You're certain that your company is righteous and ours is evil. Sadly for you, that's not the case. Corporations attack each other all the time, even yours. Can you say without a shadow of a doubt, your company hasn't played dirty, can you? I don't know them that much, though I doubt they've done anything as nasty as you did. How naive. Not hiding her condescension, Satomi proceeds to burst into laughter, shaking her head slowly when she's done mocking me. Perhaps the company I currently work for made some mistakes in the past, but trespassing and trying to steal from others, not a chance. It was nice chatting with you again, Yori. However, I have my own team to manage. Don't hesitate to contact me if you want to discuss our tactics. You too, Satomi. We're in this together, whether we like it or not. I do like it. I'm happy that we'll be partners. For tonight, at least, who knows what will happen in the future between us. And with that teasing joke, Satomi leaves, directing her step towards the person operating the machinery. Satomi's pretty casual about what should be a tense situation. That makes things even more suspicious. I should inform Mr. Homura about it. Not wanting her or her team to overhear my conversation, I grab my phone and head behind the abandoned building, ensuring that it'll be completely alone that way. Mr. Homura speaking. What is it, Yori? I have an important piece of news to share with you, sir. It's about the company who hired us. Go on, I'm listening. I had a first contact with them, and I'm sure that they're the ones who attacked the office building yesterday. The line goes silent for a few seconds. Mr. Homura taking his time to receive the information I just disclosed. How confident are you of that, Yuri? That's a serious accusation. I'm absolutely certain, sir. I recognize the very same person that broke in and knocked out my squad. I see. What a turn of events. Should I dismiss our team and abandon the area? No, don't. Continue with your mission as planned. Are you sure, sir? They wanted to steal our briefcase from us. Thinking that our security company is the most requested in the city, Yuri, sometimes we have to work with people that oppose us in the past. Management doesn't care as long as they pay and don't interfere with our business. I'll let them know. However, it's useful to know which corporations have acted against us. It gives us an idea of what their resources are and what they are interested in. I understand, sir. I'll resume protecting the building with my team. Excellent. Is there anything else I should be aware of? Have any trespassers show up yet? None so far. Although I am answering my employer, I notice a shadowy figure beckoning me to come closer. The familiar silhouette prevented me from sounding the alarm. What on earth is she doing here? Yuri, what did you say? I think that the call broke up. Nothing, sir. The area remains safe. Now I must hang up. Something requires my attention. Very good. Thank you for the update. After Mr. Homura acknowledged my information, I pressed the disconnect button and started talking to the girl hidden in the shadows. What are you doing here, Yuka? These premises are off limits for civilians. You're trespassing. Whoa, well that perhaps the rudest hello I've ever heard in a long while, Yuri. Also, what's up with that stern tone? I thought you'd be happy to see me again. I'd be if it wasn't here and tonight, and I'm working right now, and you're jeopardizing my mission. Hold on for a second there. Mission? What mission? I guess I didn't tell you, but I work for a security company. My employers asked me to protect the building until the other corporation is done bringing it down. Showing by this revelation, Yuka opens her eyes wide. clench her fist tightly as she ponders what to do next without making a scene. I thought you'd be better than that, man. Because the assholes that you're protecting are actually tearing down the whole neighborhood, I'm simply following orders, Yuka. Go against them or else I won't be able to ensure your safety when shit hits the fan. Yuka twists her lips angrily as she conveys her ominous warning confirming something I was wishing to be false. Yuka and her crew are the ones who raid the site tonight. It's not too late, Yuka. Nobody saw you get in. So if you leave and call off the attack, nobody will be hurt. Besides, did you say that your people didn't know how to fight? Not knowing how to fight is not the reason to not fight back. When corporation pricks are messing up with your life, Yuri, they'll do anything to prevent this building from going down. Be honest with me, is a neglected building worth a battle? It's not about the building. It's about sending a message. The neighborhood belongs to us, not to the bigwigs from the city. The conversation heats up. The more we talk about our respective missions, Yuka's too stubborn to withdraw. With Satomi and my team guarding the building, Yuka's crew stands no chance, even if she participates as well. Is she not aware of the obvious? I'm gonna give you a second chance, Yuri. Leave now and don't come back. I'm sorry, Yuka, but that's not possible. I was asked to protect the site from any menace, and that includes you. So be it. Oh no. Both disappointed and upset with my decision, Yuka leaps far away from me into the darkness, using her elemental powers to glide in the air like a leaf. She'll order her crew to charge at the site any second now. I must rally my team and prepare for their attack. Get ready to fight, everyone. They'll be here shortly. What? Who? The Street Gang. They're about to assault the perimeter and get in. Unsettled by my alert, my squad rushes to pick up the tear gas and rest of the anti-riot gear, taking advantage of the calm before the storm to put on a lightweight, bulletproof vest. I can wear the same kind of armor my team's wearing, but it's too unwilling and it's ultimately hamper my fighting ability. Why is your team so nervous, Yuri? Are they afraid of the dark, perhaps? The enemy will attack soon, so tell me we're preparing. Is that so? It was about time for something to happen. I was starting to fear it'd be an uneventful night. Elated to hear that there will soon be open combat. Satomi will return to her people, shortly to tell them to get ready to protect the equipment. If Yuka's crew manages to destroy it, it'll be game over for us. Everything's so damn quiet. I don't like this one bit. If the gang's around, they must be waiting for a signal. They have a leader to guide them. After all, what signal could a street gang without resources wait for? As soon as he asks his question, several shrill whistles break the calmness of the night. The source ascending rapidly while leaving a trail of shiny sparkles. And then it reaches the sky and explodes loudly into a cascade of colors. I must confess, using fireworks as a signal was truly a sleight of her. There's a signal. Prepare to engage. Since the construction site is surrounded by the metallic fences, it takes Yuka's gang some minute before they're able to topple them. The first trespassers throwing themselves at us while loading improvised weapons like saucepans. They're without any kind of doubt neighbors of the area, unfit to fight our security team. However, there are so many that they could swarm our position if we're not careful enough. Tear gas, tossing grenades at them so that we hold them back. My team follows my command instantly, throwing a pair of grenades in front of our position to cast a toxic cloud. Unable to escape it, some attackers start choking due to it. The coughing is so intense that they had no option but to back out. Some managed to avoid it, though forcing us to resort to physical combat. This is our neighborhood, scum. Scum like you is not welcome here. I remember Yuka's getting yells fiercely as he aims what looks like a broom at me, waving it and trying to hit my head. His movements are awfully uncoordinated, allowing me to pick his weapon in the middle of his attack and split it in half. Terrified with my display of strength, he drops now the broken broom and shows a clean pair of heels. Unlike the muggers, these people are not shameless criminals, so I'll do my best to not be too harsh with them. Intimidation will suffice to make them leave the area. They're coming from behind. On it, my team repels the mob from the front. I dart to cover our rear guard, taking quick looks at the equipment to ensure its security. Stowie's team, they're using batons and other anti-riot weapons to scare the gang away with her sheer violence. Take into account that the people attacking the building are the opposite of professionals. They could tone it down a bit. In the end, the excessive use of force is bad press. Leave, and never come back. Another trespasser lets out his warned cry as he swings a claw hammer at me, completely failing the target since I'm able to avoid it. Then I proceed to disarm him by smacking his forearm, the pain forcing him to lose grip on his makeshift weapon. He glares at me, but despite everything, he doesn't surrender. You're not bringing me down. Ignoring his fear, he attempts to punch me, though his bow is so slow that I can intercept it and grab his fist, squeezing it forcefully to get rid of his fighting spirit. Did you have enough? Yes, don't hurt me. Get out of here and tell your friends to do the same. Since he's defeated, I free him from my grasp, and he grabs his hand in pain before running away from the scene. If we keep it up, we'll win in no time. Ah! However, the moment this thought crosses my mind, I watch how one of my team members flies away into the ground. The impact so powerful that it knocks him out. No regular person would be able to do something like that. It's her. Did you like that? The corporation's piece of shit. Yeah, come and get some more. Ah, Yuka's cast a pair of water hips to ravage the rest of my squad. Her flogging so fierce that it rips their armor to shreds. After she made them hug the ground, she looks daggers at me, her raging expression giving away. I'll be the next to have a taste of her watery lashes. You could be working for the people instead of against them, Yuri. But yeah, you're just another expendable puppet controlled by the almighty Yen. I can't believe I used to think you were like me. What a fool I've been. Yuka switches her dual whips, and while she keeps her distance, her strike synchronized enough to swipe me across the chest. But thankfully, the vest observes her attack, leaving a visible cut on it. Yuka's way more dangerous than when she displayed her powers. I can't allow her to hit me again, or else she'll hurt me for real. I perform a somersault while she switches her whips at me, again fetching unused tear gas, grenade from the ground afterwards. This clash between your people and mine is completely unnecessary, Yuka. Put an end to it and abandon the area immediately. You don't get it, do you? You're the ones who should leave at once. You're a disease to this neighborhood. If that's what you believe, then you leave me no choice. I mutter that as I pull the grenade's pin, hurling it at Yuka when the gas is about to form a cloud. Although as the grenade milliseconds away from detonating, Yuka's blast is far away with strong gusts of wind. My attempt at neutralizing her, prompting her to giggle with disdain. You'll never win, Yuri. You don't stand a chance against me. But what about me, sweetheart? Ah! The Toby falls from the sky all of a sudden, landing an impressive punch on Yuka's stomach. Hurt from the heavy impact, Yuka reels in pain and appalled to set her eyes on her. So Toby, I never imagined they'd send you to protect the building. Is destroying it that important for your people? This is a regular operation, Yuka. Neither this heaps of rubble nor you are that special. But given the location of it, my superiors thought it'd be advisable to send me to ensure success. We had nasty surprise already we want to avoid any more from happening. As she utters this, Satomi glances at me, smirking playfully to reinforce that the fact she's talking about me and the briefcase. Satomi took defeat gracious, though I doubt her employers took it the same way. Anyways, do us both a favor and leave with your mom, Yuka. This doesn't have to end like the previous missions. Run away without resisting? You wish. My people and I are going to do the impossible to recover this building from your dirty company. I was hoping you'd say that. It's been a good while since we last fought. Tell me, have you grown any stronger since then? No need to tell you. I'll show you. Taunted by Satomi's words, Yuka invokes a pair of fireballs using her powers, imbuing her fist with them. And then, when her fists look like molten metal, Yuka pounces at Satomi, swinging her arms to smack her. However, she's able to dodge every single strike thanks to her agility, eventually driving Yuka's attacks into a wall which makes it a hole in it. Look at the mess you made, Yuka. A few more of those and you'll tear the building apart yourself. You won't be so cocky when I hit that smug face. If you hit my face, that is, which I'm not sure will happen, since you're as sloppy as the last time. It says with Satomi Yuka's blows before stabbing the ground repeatedly, causing several earth waves to dart at her. But as the quakes are about to sway her, Satomi jumps to the side, prompting Yuka's elemental attack to collide with the building once more. This time, several bricks fall off, proving that the integrity of Yuka's objective is in danger. At this rate, you're going to take care of our jobs for us, Yuka. Would you perhaps be interested in joining us? I guess that being a gang leader doesn't come with a competitive salary. I'm so dumb with you, Satomi. Yuka falls for Satomi's provocation tactic for the third time in a row, though she now conjures an extremely forceful gust of wind that resembles a miniature hurricane. Not wanting to be blown away, I duck and cover. Satomi decided to avoid it by jumping farther away from her. Where are you going? Get back here. I want my crew to see how I kick your ass. However, as Yuka rushes at Satomi to continue sparring with her, I notice that I'm the last man standing. On this side of the construction zone at least, Satomi's team is constantly fighting against Yuka's gang, their morals shaken but reluctant to surrender. They don't need my help, which means I can focus on the biggest threat, Yuka. If she overcomes Satomi, she'll be able to destroy the equipment and knock out everyone that isn't on her side, and that includes me. So disinclined to let that happen, I follow the loud fighting noises they produce to guide me through the darkness, ultimately finding them battling in an empty dirt stretch. Satomi appears to be fresh and vigorous whereas Yuka looks exhausted. She hasn't realized yet that Satomi is tiring her out, and intentionally. Would you quit hopping around like that, like a friggin' bunny? You're wearing a bunnysuit, but you aren't one. Do I really need to stay still so that you can hit me? That's pathetic of you, Yuka. I was hoping you would have adequately prepared for our next encounter. What a huge letdown. Not done challenging Yuka verbally, Satomi keeps blocking Yuka to trigger her to attack. Each aggression is failing. But then, when it seems that Satomi is going to laugh at Yuka's face to get under her skin further, she opts to slam it instead, making her lose balance in the process. That hit was devastating. If it weren't for her powers, Yuka's head would be flying off to Tokyo. You bitch. Let's not call each other names now. It's almost felt I was fighting with someone decent enough to be considered my rival. Though if I had to become completely honest, fighting isn't the word I should be using here, taking into account your performance. You must be pretty embarrassed. How can you be such a bit enough? Nothing prevents Yuka from finishing her strongly worded sentence with a powerful kick, sending Yuka's body several feet backwards. Satomi switched the roles. She's the one leading the offense now. And since Yuka's so worn out, she can't dodge her attacks. This is going to end badly for her if she doesn't flee. Look around, Yuka. Your people are no longer throwing themselves at us like brainless pawns. They realize that this is a war they can't win. They know they're inferior to us, even if their numbers are much larger, much bigger. We're stronger, we're more clever, and you're done for. Ah! Satomi kicked Yuka again, making her look as if she was going to drop to the ground any second now. Truth be told, I'm impressed she's still standing. A hit like that would have bent a steel beam out of shape. You pay for this, Toby. This is not the end. But it is. Yuka, progress is always victorious. Unruly people like you are not welcome in this world. Toby accompanies her statement with a kick, aimed directly at Yuka's head. Although she's able to evade it with one last spurt of energy, bolting into the poorly lit streets afterwards. Fall back, everyone. Retreat. We'll get them next time. It's like mission failed. We'll get them next time. And with those last words, Yuka vanishes inside the neighborhood, followed by the disordered steps of the remnants of her gang. What an intense comeback. What a display of wit strengthening coming from Satomi. It's frightening how powerful she is. And that be it. Yuka should step up her game if she wants to protect these disgusting slums. Oh well, mission accomplished. That's what matters. How about you, Nori? Did you enjoy the show? You've been a passive spectator for a while now. Was I required to join you, Satomi? As I see it, you were taking care of Yuka's perfectly on your own. I would have been dragged if I participated. Leave the tough work for the professionals? Good call. I wouldn't want that pretty face to get hurt. Satomi giggles upon uttering her answer, smirking to show she's delighted with my comeback. Unless I lost some sort of uncanny powers like theirs, I won't be dealing with the bunny girls anytime soon. I appreciate my physical integrity too much for that. Jokes aside, I need you to do something for me, Yori. I can't do it myself since I have to supervise both teams. And what would that be, Satomi? I want you to go in searching for Yuka. Yuka? What for? You beat her up pretty badly. Indeed, but I need to guarantee that she will be a menace to our operations anymore. She could rally her gang and throw her desperate charge, and I believe we've had enough of those tonight. That's true. I'll look for her. What should I do when I find her? That's up to you to decide, so choose wisely. She won't be able to fight back. Satomi grins at me wickedly, stretching the last part of her sentence with more teasing tone. I don't know what she has in mind, but she's certainly wrong. Yuka fought for what she thought was right, and she has my respect, even though we went from friends to rivals because of that. Sheesh. I shrouded in partial darkness. I venture to the maze of alleys this neighborhood has. Their destination impossible to fathom without a map. And the fact that they connect doesn't help. However, due to the sounds of the night, I can hear hurried footsteps, both far and nearby. Yuka's crew is retreating as fast as they can, probably to avoid being identified and visited by the police all the next day. Ah, that bitch. She, she got me good. As I'm exploring this jungle streets, I pick up on Yuka's complaining in her frail voice coming from the street that's adjacent to mine. She sounds in pain, but I won't let my guard down. Someone like her could have one final trick up her sleeve. Would you would you look at that? If it isn't the corporate lapdog, are you here to finish me off? Or to have me your employer, maybe surprise me? As I'm about to answer her, I hear my phone ring given the hour and circumstance. It can only be one person. Yori, we received numerous reports about an attack on the site. What's your status? Has the threat been eliminated? We have a backup team prepared in case if you need reinforcements. As my employer asks me, I gaze at Yuka, resting against the wall, and struggling to keep her breathing even. There is no threat where I am, sir. We repelled the attack successfully. As for the reinforcements, that won't be necessary. There won't be any further issues. We'll keep watching the site, though. I believe that the mission is over already. Very good, Yori. I'll let management know. Keep up the good work. Mr. Burr ends the call with a praise directed at me, my conversation with him having managed to make Yuka grimace with confusion. Did you just lie to who that was for me, Yuri? Wow, I was convinced you sell my ass without pang of guilt. I didn't lie to him, Yuka. I don't see any threats near me. You don't look like one. You don't look like you can fight me or anyone. In fact, I have my doubts you can still walk. I'll show you what I can do, whatever willing to defy me, you can take a step forward. Her eyes locked on me mentally, although instead of inching closer to intimidate me, she trips and falls to the ground where she begins to squirm in pain. See, you're not in shape to do anything, Yuka. You should just return to your hideout and recover. Yuka doesn't answer my suggestion. A tense silence lingering in the alley. Did you hear me, Yuka? Don't play tough now. Still, Yuka doesn't utter half a thing. Seriously, Yuka, it's not safe for you to be heat. I turn Yuka around to look in her eye, discovering the process that she's passed out from pain and exhaustion. That battle was grueling. She could consider herself lucky she managed to escape into the neighborhood. What should I do with you? I asked myself out loud as I consider my possibilities. All of them very limited and somewhat risky. Leaving Yuka behind and getting back to the areas is one of them, but I don't think I can bring myself to do such a thing, especially when she's this badly hurt. Perhaps I should do the opposite. Indeed, her gang's against me now that I fought them, but Yuka doesn't deserve being abandoned like that. So ignoring the riskiness of this pain, I pick up Yuka's unconscious body from the ground, venturing further into what's become enemy territory. I can't let anyone see me like this, or else things will get grim. Oof. Avoiding any sort of noise in case I bump into an unwelcome encounter, I walk down the streets using the shadow as a cover. If someone saw me carry Yuka like this, they think the wars had attacked me without thinking twice. I must be extra cautious. I repeat that myself as I set a route to the gang's hideout, aware that the closer I get, the more likely her crew will be around. Or what's left of it. It was a very intense strike. Luckily for Yuka and me, I'm able to arrive at the abandoned built warehouse, where somewhat easily, not finding many threats along the way. The place looks empty, and perhaps it will remain that way for a good amount of time. Her gang must have split to avoid the police, and ultimately they'll regroup here. When that happens, Yuka's people will take care of their leader and ensure her safety. But until then, things could get ugly for Yuka. Satomi gave her quite a drubbing. Most certainly she did. There's a solid chance her condition could worsen. I nod to myself as I enter her makeshift bedroom, carefully enough to not shake Yuka's inert body much. I refuse to let anyone suffer, not even my rival. With the same amount of precaution, I placed Yuka on top of her bed, her eyes tightly shut and her expression twisted with pain. She even heaves a soft sigh, the moment her back touches the soft mattress. Damn, I'm starting to think she's critical. Satomi's devastating strike might have caused eternal damage. It's safe to assume that if you could have been a regular human like me, she'd be 6 feet under. I bring myself to my head as the situation becomes more complex. Yuka's life is at stake. I know she's like 6 foot tall, like damn. Can I take the risk of leaving her on her own and hope for a game to save her? Or should I call the emergency service anonymously so that they can take care of her property? What a tough decision to make. I mean, if I just leave her there, I don't know what could happen. Like, anything could just go wrong. But if I made the call, that they would just probably find out who she is and this and that she'll get screwed over. But I hate the fact that I gotta leave her here for tonight. Because that's what I'm gonna go with. Given what happened tonight, calling the emergency service would be alerting the cops, which surely do more harm than good. So if it pains me to ditch Yuka, there's nothing else I can do for her. I groan as I turn around, gingerly directing my step towards the exit. However, as I'm about to walk away with a despondent expression, my face a firm grasp forces me to stay put. My eyes lock on the hand that's preventing me from moving. Ugh, leave you so soon, Yuri? And here I thought we'd have a coffee or something. Yuka giggles at her comment. Her laughter quickly turned into a loud coughing. That doesn't sound nice, but she's conscious, which is a huge relief. Thank goodness you're awake, Yuka. I thought you were going to giving up on me. Give that smug bitch the satisfaction of taking me out so easily? Not happening, Yuri. Now or ever. As soon as I recover, I'm gonna. Another cough attack cuts Yuka short, the rest of the threat becoming a long pained sigh. You get the point. Yeah, I do. I wouldn't want to be in her shoes. She won't be able to wear them, but I'm done with her. How badly I want to lay my hands on her. Yuka smiles at me sadistically, her eyes lingering over mine. She has plans, her vengeance. These violent fantasies will have to wait, though she's in terrible shape. Alright, Yuka, I must return to my team. Or what's left of it, at least you could knock most of it out. I hope you'll get well, and you're not going anywhere, Yuri. Not to answer me why the hell you've done all this. Do what exactly? Save me, obviously. So don't you pretend to be dumb now because we're past that point. Her question makes me sit down on the bed. Yuka's gaze reflects her mixture of confusion and gratitude. I guess I owe her an explanation. After all, she's gone through. My reasons are pretty simple, actually. You're hurt, so I decided to take you to a secure place. And that's it? BS. You don't believe me, Yuka? Absolutely not. Mostly because we're enemies. Well, you should have finished me off. That's what that conceited hag in a bodysuit would have done. First of all, I'm not that conceited hag. And secondly, I don't consider you to be my enemy, Yuka. But I understand if you see me that way. My last comment stuns Yuka, her partially open mouth proving that she's at loss for words. You're not making any sense, Yuri. Does Satomi bog her head too? She almost did yesterday, and even still, I don't see her as my enemy. As a rival, maybe. After all, what she did and what I'm doing is work. I have nothing against you personally. I believe you're a great person for protecting these people from those who want to exploit them. Unfortunately, our paths crossed tonight, and we're on different sides. But yeah, I'm not gonna hate you after this. Yuka stares at me intently, unsure how to take this information. She was expecting to have earned any enemy, and she just found out that it's quite the opposite. Holy crap, you mean it, don't you? Yep, I do. What a pleasant surprise. I was convinced you'd be a heartless pug like Satomi. I'm glad you proved me wrong, Yuri. Though I wish you hadn't been on the wrong side, we would have skipped a lot of trouble that way. I could say the same, Yuka. We looked at each other before we burst into laughter. a muffled noise coming from the warehouse triggering me to go silent and take cover behind the wall. That's that's my people, Yuri. I told them to regroup here if things went south. So leave while you still can. I bet they'll be pissed and they won't listen to reason. And to be honest, I don't want you to kick their butts. They've been beaten enough already. Okay then, I'll see you next time, Yuka. No hard feelings? Yeah, no hard feelings. You're also pretty great despite everything. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I winked at Yuka playfully before I withdraw from her bedroom, using darkness as a mantle to make my escape. Yuka's not only safe, but she's still my friend as well. But a double consolation since I didn't want to either to change. Having supernatural enemies is something one should definitely avoid. Having left Yuka inside her hideout, I go back to the construction area. The other company's equipment working at full capacity to bring the building down. They're halfway done. The bulls are knocking over the walls as if they were made of thin paper. Several minutes more, there'll be nothing left except rubble. It was about time you came back, Yuri. I've been away. You've been away for quite a while now. I was starting to believe that Yuka and her gang were holding you hostage and that I'd need to rescue you. Or did you perhaps take a scenic route to return? The neighborhood is swarming with people going up and down Satomi. They're all distancing themselves here, but they wouldn't have hesitated to beat me up if they had come across on me on anything but welcome there. I took precautions to prevent being seen. As astute as always, good. Sylvie giggles as she conveys her playful flattery. Prepare her next questions as she laughs. Her laughter winds down. Anyways, did the shrewd box find Yuka? Is she going to force her people to throw more pointless attacks at us? Her forces should be decimated, but you can never trust gangs. They're irrational, just like their leaders. No, she won't. She and her crew are out to sea. We defeated them, and they won't be going against us, at least for the rest of the night. I thought that'd be the case. That's why I ordered the demolition team to stop slacking off and get to work already. That's why we're here. After all, to take care of that useless building down. It won't be long before it becomes a pile of bricks. With smirks on her face, slowly gestures to her gaze at her working team, relentlessly nibbling the structure away with their heavy machinery. However, looking at them demolition the building reminded me of something. Where's my team, Satomi? You could knock them senseless. Are they okay? Since they're in the middle of the work zone, I took them away. They're receiving local medical assistance as we speak. They'll be fine. Though if you allow me to give you some feedback, don't take them with you next time, Yuri. You were the only capable member of the team, and by far, Satomi winks at me, teasingly walking around the wrecking machines with no given direction. What now, Satomi? Should we spend the rest of the night patrolling the area or supervise specific points? None of that. Yuri, our job here is done. We're no longer required to protect anything. So rehearsal suggestion would be to celebrate success. Always call for celebration. Celebrate? How? Also, shouldn't we stay put? Those are our orders. My house is empty, Yuri, and there's a bottle of wine that I've been dying to open for a long time. Probably expired by now. As for our orders, we fulfill them. We protect the area from any harm and guarantee that no more threats will put the operation in danger. Our mission is over. Staying here will be a waste of our time. I twist my lips with uncertainty, unsure about what she's proposing. Indeed, this feels like a victory, but Mr. Murr didn't dismiss me officially. Afraid of abandoning your duties, aren't you? Your expression is screaming that for you. But you should relax, Yuri. I'll take care of that problem for you right now. Satomi produces a phone while she smiles at me, using it to make a call. And the recipient picks it up immediately, showing that they were expecting it. Satomi reporting, the operation is a triumph. All threats have been eliminated. We can send the security team away. They serve their purpose. Holding her impish grin, Satomi pressed the disconnect button, her gaze locked on me, waiting for something. And that something appears to be yet another telephone call, but this time I'm the recipient. Yuri, we have a message from the company that hired us. They deemed the mission as over, so you and your team are discharged. You can resume enjoy your days off. Management still owes you after the trouble. But please, stay attentive in case something else comes up. You're proving to be a valuable asset to the company, and you'll be assigned tougher missions from now on. Thank you, sir. Will do. And just like that, I found myself free time in my hands. The baffled moment prompted Satomi to giggle mockingly. You're now dismissed, Yuri. Your duties are over. Nothing prevents you from coming with me to my place to celebrate. I guess not, no. However, how were you able to do that? The way you put an end to the operation was impressive. As you can imagine, someone like me has a lot of power within the enterprise. I can do whatever I please with people that aren't beneath me. And trust me, there are lots of those, including the people that the company hires for special jobs like tonight. Satomi lets out a derisive peal of laughter, enjoying the fact that my team and I were only subordinates to her. I wonder how high at a corporate ladder she is. Well then, let me ask you again. Do you want to celebrate our decision success? The bottle of the wine I opened requires good company, and you're the perfect fit. I mean, might as well. Sure, why not? I'm free to thank you. Free thanks to you and your call. That settles it. Then we'll be leaving it right now. However, you should try showing more excitement, Yuri. You'll be drinking with me, and that privilege not many people experience. Satomi narrows her eyes as she doubles up her teasing. Pleased to hear I'll come over with her in the end. She's been very teasy so far. Is she always like that, or only when she's your ally? Huh. What's with that face? The private car that took Satomi and me to the skyscraper where she lives was in a very luxurious, and her apartment doesn't fall any shorter. Alright everyone, that's the end of today's video, so thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join my Discord server link down below in the bio, and I'll see you guys in the next one.